Jaywalking is legal. Since January, it's been legal in California to cross the street whenever you like, as long as a reasonably careful person wouldn't think they'd get hit by doing so. So I took to the streets around LMU to see what this is actually like in LA, and what this law means for people walking in our cities. I enlisted the help of the Loyolan's Rudy Goldman to give background to the story.
I'm Rudy. I'm the assistant editor of opinion here at the Loyolan, and I'm a sophomore.
Right outside the back gates, crossing Loyola Boulevard wasn't too bad. Only 50 feet from curb to curb, a few glances and a quick jaunt got me across just fine. And this makes sense. Residential streets are designed so you can park, get out of your car, and cross the street pretty much whenever you want. In fact, most of Westchester doesn't even have marked crosswalks. Loyola is also pretty sizable as far as residential streets go, due to its bike lanes on both sides and designated street parking lanes. One street over, Gonzaga Avenue is 30 feet wide, and you really get the neighborhood feel there.
A lot of times when people look back at like the happiest times in their life, they think of college, they think of when they can just, walk around, meet their friends, get something to eat. Or other people, name Disney World or Disneyland as, oh, it's the happiest place on earth, because it's just so easy to have those sporadic interactions and do things that make you happy.
Once you get down to West Manchester Avenue, though, the problem of our road design starts to show. According to Google Earth, the road is 84 feet wide, which accounts for 4 lanes of traffic, plus bike lanes and parking on each side. It was technically legal for me to cross here, but with cars going 45 and a 35, the only reason this felt remotely safe was because of the concrete divider in the middle of the road.
Our streets in LA are excessively wide to accommodate vehicle traffic. Some streets have added bike lanes or gone on street diets, as some have called them, to reduce the lanes. But in the end, our major streets are still going to be a dangerous place.
And then I went to Lincoln Boulevard, a highway in every way but name. Crossing 6 lanes without the permission of a little illuminated walking person felt like a death wish. I spent a long time just looking for a spot to cross before settling right outside the local State Farm agent, who hopefully would pay my medical bills if I got hit. With a sprint, I cleared the street, but stocked on adrenaline, I realized the 6-ish lanes where I crossed didn't fully represent Lincoln's highwayness. So I walked down the hill to the 8-lane, 120-foot wide inter-residential street and looked both ways again. I got halfway across before realizing people took the 45 miles per hour speed limit as 60 and turned back. I decided to regain my confidence by going to the scarcely driven yet wide streets of Playa Vista.
Playa Vista likes to claim itself to be an example of new urbanism, which is, allowing these mixed uses and denser housing, but it's still not a very walkable place. I mean, even people who live in Playa Vista, they'll drive from one side to the other, and of course, it's not very affordable. So it could have been a lot denser, but of course, there's a lot of pushback from the people living around it because there's a sort of fear of dense housing and mixed uses for traffic.
The speed bumps and excess of discretionary income seem to make drivers there relatively kind, and though things are still spread out, I felt mostly safe. So I took one more shot at Lincoln. Not actually planning on jaywalking, I just pressed the button at the crosswalk, but as the intersection opened up, I decided to take a chance. Halfway through, feeling tiny next to a giant pickup truck, I hesitated in the center, but emboldened by a red arrow stopping the cars, I went for it. My speed escalating up to a jog by the end let me do it. I crossed an 8-lane road without the permission of a sign, and it was all legal. But I won't rush back. And that's the problem with this law. Comparing myself to the mammoth infrastructure we've built for cars, I'm still small and powerless. Sprinting to avoid human-guided land missiles just isn't worth it. Bringing back power to pedestrians will take a lot more than decriminalizing behavior.
Even with jaywalking being legalized, if you want to walk somewhere from LMU, maybe the closest thing you can go to is down the street to Benny's Tacos or something on Lincoln Boulevard. And even that's not a pleasant walk. So in the end, it's a lot like I talked about with zoning, allowing areas like our big sprawling single-family neighborhood behind us at LMU to be redeveloped with dense housing and commercial opportunities.
And in trying to protect minorities, the law also fails to remove police subjectivity on when it's safe to cross, and does nothing to offer greater transportation infrastructure to those who live carless in a carred-up world. So for now, I'll still be crossing mostly with illuminated permission, feeling the impending presence of the behemoth vehicles that line the crosswalk, hoping for a truly walkable city.